Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. கேக்குதுங்களா?
Sir, கேக்குதுங்க sir. Good morning, sir. Balu sir, good morning all.
It's audible. Good morning, sir.
We will start the session by 2 minutes, sir. By 11
Okay,
we
okay.
will start the session.
Okay, sir.
Sir, on the invitation and the day 5/2/2022 போட்டிருக்கீங்களா சார்? பக்கத்துல சாட்டர்டேன்னு போட்டுருங்க. பக்கத்துல சாட்டர்டேன்னு போட்டுருங்க. பாதி பேருக்கு தெரிய மாட்டேங்குது.
Okay, sure, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
இதுல கரெக்டா போட்டிருக்கீங்க. இந்த பேனர்ல அந்த குரூப்ல வந்து சாட்டர்டேங்கிறது மிஸ் ஆகுது, வேற ஒண்ணும்.
Sure, sir. போட்டுறோம் சார். சார் ஒரு இது கொடுத்தா ஃபீட்பேக் கொடுத்தா டைம் போட ஆரம்பிச்சோம் சார். டைம் போடுறோம் இப்போ. அதே மாதிரி சாட்டர்டேவும் போட்டுறோம் சார்.
அவங்க எல்லாமே வந்து என்ன ஒரு இயற்கை மே மாசம் அவங்களே சொல்ல வாங்கிப்போம். எப்படி சட்டம் வந்து சாய்ஸ் தான்.
Yes, sir. Very good morning once again to all the professionals who have been joined our INVIT Industrial Empowerment Session, Saturday session. This is the 42nd week. We have been doing the session. I first wholeheartedly thanks the participants who have been I think some of our participants have been attended all these 41 sessions. Today also they have been joined. Thanks for that. And also that shows that much of space has been there in the field of training, in the field of knowledge, and we can able to what are the things we have been shared here. It can be implemented in the industries. But also we thank some of our customers who have been called us personally, and they have been told us that what are the training topics or what are the kind of topics we can able to choose on the coming weeks. So INVIT, invent, innovate, and inspire. I've been started the journey 4 years back, having 3 verticals of research and development in safety and quality, audit and inspection, and training. Training wing, on behalf of training wing, the session, Saturday Industrial Empowerment Session, has been organized from last year onwards to enhance the skill sets of our professionals, and also to learn from you and to make sure that the best practices in one industry has been spread throughout all the industry to have a safe and technological, the kind of society which we have been looking for. And we have been in this 40-second. In this 40-second, it is one of the very important things which we have been going to see about. This topic has been chosen by one of the participants, one of the industry. They have been they have been requested to handle this topic on the environmental and roles of the kind of environmental industry. And this is a part 2 session. In this session, we have been going to talk about more. We have been talk about on Tamilnadu Pollution Control Board. So the session, before going into the session, I like to introduce our well-known speaker, HSC expert, Mr. R. Srinivasan, who's been having a vast experience in the field of environmental and safety, more than a decade of experience. So from now onwards, I handle the virtual screen to the research person of today, Mr. R. Srinivasan. Srinivasan, sir, you can able to continue on. If any hurdles, always you can able to put it in the chat box. Also, once again, thank you all the participants who have been joined, who have been continuously, who have been supporting this noble initiatives. Thank you. Have a great learning day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And also, I request all other participants to put on mute to ensure that we can able to have a good session. Thank you once again. Srinivasan sir, your screen is visible. You can able to unmute and you can able to start the session, sir. Sir, the screen is visible, sir. You can able to start.
Dear participants, good morning to all.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, very good morning to all. Srinivasan, once again, welcome to you all. Dear participants, once again, good morning to all. This is Srinivasan.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Many of the participants last week, many persons, same person I am saying in the participant list. Once again, thank you all. Okay, so before start the session, so we'll take some general things for a few minutes. So overall, we have some 30 plus participants. So in that 30 plus participants, I want to know how many of them from environmental background. because today's our title is webinar title is role play of Tnpcp in industries. So next few minutes we are going to discuss in this title. So first I want to know how many of them from environmental background. If you are from environmental background, just you can put in the chat box yes, or you are from non-environmental background like safety, HR, maintenance, or any kind of technical background, just you can put in the HR, safety, maintenance, like that. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Nikishan sir, Sandan sir, for immediate response, Mr. Komati Shankar sir. Thank you. MS Environmental. Eleverson, yes, sir. EHS. Yes, sir. And another one thing, if you are working in a combined EHS sector, you are handling in environmental, health, and safety means that also you can put. So, thank you, sir. Many persons from HR and safety background. Mr. Arun K from OHSC, utility and EHS. Thank you, Rajkumar, sir. Mr. Komati Shankar, Mr. from RLI. Thank you, sir. Okay, sir. We'll start the session. Thank you, sir. Thanks for once again. Thank you all for your immediate response. Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank the participants because our Mr. Satyanarayanan rightly said this is our 42nd series of program. So recently we have requested to our participant. So past continuously for 40 weeks we are conducting various titles in the OHSC in the quality front. So one particular week we have requested to the participant. Is it you can share any kind of title? We have very specialized masters. If you want any kind of specialized title, you can recommend us. We are ready to work out and come back. So based on our request, some of the participants they made an inquiry. So is it possible you can conduct one environmental related session? Based on their request, we have worked out it. So we have divided this program into two categories, series 1 and series 2. Last week, we have conducted the same kind of session, series 1. In the series 1, what we have noticed, the basics of environmental department, why the environmental department enacted in industries as well as the government sector, when the environmental department started functioning in the private industries as per their daily routinable life in industrial sector. In industries, we have different kind of departments. In environmental department, what are the areas they are focusing on the daily role? And apart from finally, what are all the major environmental related major acts and rules practiced in India? Everything we have seen in the last week webinar. So this is environmental protection series 2. So I'm going to start this session from this slide. So one of the famous quote, our Mahatma Gandhiji, he's delivered so many quotes. One of his famous quotes to considering our motherhood nature. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. Okay. So next few minutes we are going to discuss in this webinar title, Tnpcp role play in industries. So these are all the takeaway from this session. Because the role play of Tnpcp, it's an enormous subject. Normally, I hope definitely many of the participants from HR and safety background, definitely you agreed on this. This is one of the enormous subject. Normally, it will take one full day of time to get the basic ideas. It is not possible to one day to get the basic ideas. It will take some 1 days of full-fledged of training mode. But in this webinar, we are going to cover the following areas like types of industries categorization. So in TSP, they are in Tnpcp, they are categorized the industries in 3 categories. What are the industries categorization? First, we have will see, and second, environmental related acts and rules practiced in India. There are 24 acts, rules, and regulations are practiced in India. Apart from, there are 7 IS standards or comes under picture in Tnpcp. So what are all the acts and rules and regulations, standards, everything we'll see. And third one, procedure for obtaining consent. So this is one of the important segment in our. Sorry, sir, dear participant, I request you all please put on your mic. Silent mode. Thank you, sir. Okay, in the third segment, we are going to cover the authorization. Similarly, hope you all are aware the DISH, Directorate of Industrial Health and Safety. They are the master for issuing the factory license. Similarly, the Tnpcp also providing a license in the 3 categories. So what are all the license? How to get the license? What is the procedures? Everything we'll see in the third segment. And fourth one, hazardous waste management in industries. And fifth segment, annual environmental analysis. This is one kind of a bunch of activity. This is applicable for all the industries. This is one of the documentation as well as the practical activity. So what is meant by environmental analysis? Why it is required in India? Sorry, why it is required in the industries? What are all the practices needs to be done? How we have to get the documentation from the NABL license body. Every details will cover in the segment 4. And finally, in the last segment, we are going to see Tnpcp register maintenance and form submission. This is one of the important segment because ultimately at the end of the day, we have to maintain the register as well as the forms and documentation. So based on the Tnpcp norms, what are all the forms are available and the register maintenance, document maintenance, everything we'll see in the last segment. Okay. Dear participant, I am audible to everyone?
Yes, sir, you are well
Yes, sir.
audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thanks, sir. Okay, so vision of Tnpcp, because today we are going to cover only for Tnpcp role play in industries. So this is their vision: to forge partnership with the stakeholders for responsible and sustainable development. And Tnpcp. Tnpcp means Tamilnadu Pollution Control Board. In the year of 1982, it is framed in the Tamilnadu. So initially, this department called Department of Environment, and over the period of time, the particular name changed into Tamilnadu Pollution Control Board. Basically, the chairperson of this Tnpcp is chairman, and 5 officials are nominated by the state government, and 5 persons represented in local authorities. 3 non-officials representing the agriculture, fishery, and industry trade. 2 persons from companies. We'll see the organization setup. This is the Tnpcp organization setup. So some participant said the sound issue. Is it okay, sir? I am audible, sir.
Yes, sir. It is audible. It is audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Some participant is sending a message. Sound, please check.
You are audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thanks, sir. Organizational setup. This is the TNPCP organization setup. The TNPCP head office is located in Chennai. They are having 7 zonal offices. In that zonal office, Joint Chief Environmental Engineers are leading this. Apart from, they are having throughout Tamil Nadu, in 38 districts, they are having 38 district offices. District Environmental Engineer is the chief person. Apart from, throughout Tamil Nadu, TNPCP, they are having 8 advanced environmental laboratories. And another one, they are having 5 flying squads in Chennai, Vellore, Trichy, Salem. In that region, they are having flying squad. Okay, this is the organization chart. So this is the TNPCP organization chart. Chairperson, member secretary, chief environmental engineer, under their control, district environmental engineers, assistant environmental engineers. Okay, acronyms. Normally, many of the participants from safety and HR background, definitely you may aware on this. If you see in the TNPCB, there are so many of the acronyms are practiced while we are colloquially speaking with TNPCB related things. There are many short forms we are colloquially speaking. Some of the major TNPCB acronyms are listed here. There are so many of the TNPCB acronyms. The major I have listed here. Like generally we are pronouncing TNPCB. TNPCB means it's in full form of Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board. Like CNPCB, Central Pollution Code. So apart from license category, while initially we are applying the license to the TNPCB. We can say colloquially we can say CTE. So CTE means it's in full form of consent to establish. Once we got the license, the TNPCB officials will next upcoming slides will see the detail consent to operate. So casually, colloquially we can see CTO and RCO, DO. In case if anybody of the district environmental engineer came to visit site, at that time we say, so DE came yesterday, Mr. So and so, the DE person came, made a visit. He is directly spot visit in the ETP area, STP area. And AE means Assistant Environmental Engineer. In the documentation forum, there are so many, like TSDF means Transport, Storage, Disposal Facility. EAA assessment. EAA assessment, while we are getting the license, generally people will say you got the EAA assessment means environmental impact assessment. Coastal Zone Management Plan, CZMP. And environmental clearance. Okay, so these are all the acronyms. So sewage treatment plan means STP, ETP means effluent treatment plan. So zero liquid discharge, ZLD, AAQS, ambient air quality standards. Apart from, there are many some more acronyms. These are all the mandatory things. Okay, next. Okay, from this line onwards, we are going to enter this subject. Okay, first we will start with industrial categories. As per the TNPCB norms, they have categorized the industries into 3 categories based on the GFS value. GFS value means gross fixed assets. That means the value we have a plant located. Our plant is located in SIPCOT or CIS or SITCO, wherever our plant is located. So how much is the land value? what is the how much is the building value, especially what are the plant we have placed some plant and machineries. So overall the plant value they consider into 3 categories. If in case in my industry overall the GFS gross fixed asset value comes under below 5 crores means my industry will comes under small scale industry. In case if it is more than 5 crore to 10 crore means medium scale industry, and more than 10 crore means it's large scale industry. Okay, then another one thing, while we are applying the license to the Tnpcp officials, because initially if we want to start the plant in the SIPCOT area or in the SITCO area or in the special economic zone, wherever it is, first we should get the factory license from the DISH, Directorate of Industrial Health and Safety. Parallelly, based on your process and operation, if you are generating any kind of emissions or any kind of effluents or any kind of hazardous, we should get separate license from the Tnpcp. In that category, they are issuing 3 kind of licenses. One is air authorization, and second one water authorization, and third one hazardous waste authorization. So in case if I am having my industry is production and manufacturing oriented industry, based on my process and operation, I am generating emission related things means air authorization is applicable for me. In case I am generating any of the effluent waste, water authorization is applicable for me. In case if I am generating any kind of hazardous waste means hazardous waste also authorization also comes under my category. It is depend upon the industries. In our upcoming slides, we'll see in a detailed manner. Then, okay, in Tnpcp, while we are applying the license, they are having a system called index score. Index score means they will, for example, air pollution, they will give for 40 marks, water pollution, 40 marks, hazardous waste, 20 marks. While we are applying for license, they will check air, water, and hazardous waste. Everything, they are having some separate parameters. Based on that, they will work out. In case, if after you submission of the form, based on their index score, like 40 marks for air, 40 marks for water, and 20 marks for hazardous waste. In case, if your industry score, index score getting above 60 means it is comes under red category. The index score 41 to 59 means that particular industry will comes under orange category. Only 21 to 40 means it is green category of industries. Finally, below 20 means white categories of industries. Okay, what is the meaning of red category? Red category means it's simply showing us highly polluting industries. And orange means medium polluting industries, green means less polluting industry, white means non-polluting industries. So in that red category, as per the Tnpcp list out, there are 86 industries comes under red categories of industries. In the orange category, 98 type of industries comes under orange category. Because red category means they are highly polluting industries, orange means medium. Then green means in that green category only 69 type of industries. They are very less polluting industries. And finally, white category, only 36 industries. Okay, apart from this is one of the important one. As per the Factories Act 1948, Section 2CB, Schedule 1, they are listed out some 29 industries are highly hazardous industries. This is for as per the Factories Act norm, Section 2CB, Schedule 1. Parallelly, in Tnpcp also, they also list out some 17 industries for highly polluting industries. These are all the industries. In the Tamilnadu region, these 17 type of industries are comes under highly polluting industries, especially they are in the red category mode. Okay, so in this slide, these are all the list of industries. For example, red category industries, 85 numbers. So each industry, they are having separate code. For example, 1101, start with the 1101. So all the 85 number of industries are listed out here. For example, manufacturing of lubricating oils, grease and petroleum based products. This type of industry comes under red category. That particular industry code is 100. Likewise, all the red category industries are listed out here. And another one, orange category industries, overall 97 industries. This type of industries, the industry code start from 2001. For example, manufacturing of silica gel in industries. This type of industries comes under orange category. Dear sir, some of the participants they are requesting the PPT. After end of this session, our unity team members will share this PPT, sir. Okay, then third one, orange category, then green category. Green category means the same. This green category start typing code is start with 3001. For example, 3016 dal mills. If you are running and dal mills in Tamil Nadu means this type of industries will comes under green category. This particular industry code is 3016. I request you all the participants, definitely you will get the certificate, this PPT material, whatever we are discussing this material, everything will get it through our PPT unity team. Once you receive this document, you can check it in your industry, which type of industry, as well as the which type of code it is. And finally, the white industries. White industries is there is no any pollution from this industry. There are 36 type of industries comes in Tnpcp norms. The starting code is 4001. For example, 4006, blending and packing of tea, especially in the Kunnur region, Ooty, Kodaikanal, Kunnur region, there is more possibilities of this kind of industries. This type of packaging of tea, this type of industries comes under white category. Their code is 4006. Okay, sir. So, objective of the acts. I initially told you the Tnpcp will give three kind of authorization. One is for air authorization, another one for water authorization, and third one for hazardous waste authorization. What is the objective of this authorization? The main motto of the air authorization is to improve the quality of air and prevent and control the air pollution. This is the main motto of the air authorization. And second one, water authorization. Prohibit the use of stream, well, and disposal of pollution meters to avoid the water pollution in the land. That is the main motto of water authorization. And third and foremost, hazardous waste authorization. To implement the effective management of hazardous waste as well as to improper handling and disposal. This is the main motto of hazardous waste authorization. Okay. Consent to issue of consent to authorization. In Tnpcp, for issuing the certificates, they are practicing two kind of stages. One is consent to establish, another one consent to operate. So in our upcoming slides, we'll see what is the meaning of consent to establish and what is the meaning of consent to operate. First, we'll see the consent to establish. Okay. Consent to establish means this is the preliminary document. While you are going to start the plant in the SIPCOT or SIS or the SITCO, in that location, if you are going to start the plant, initially what the industrial list will do, initially they will get the license from the factories, license from the dish officials. This is the one kind of mandatory requirement for the Factories Act 1948. Parallelly, once you install the plant, in case if your industry comes under production or manufacturing oriented unit, or in case if your industry comes under service sector, or your industry is warehouse or storaging kind of things, or any other type of industries. So first, we should work out on, is there the particular industry is going to generate any kind of pollutants to this environment. It's air pollutant, water pollutant, environmental pollutant, hazardous waste pollutant. In these three category, any of the point is meets means we have to get separate license from the Tnpcp. For that case, initially we have to apply the document to the Tnpcp. This is called CTE. So CTE means, so while we start the plant, especially the commissioning and erection activity is going on. Before that, we have to get the license from the Tnpcp. For example, sir, I am going to install in that. For example, I will take one example in the Sri Perumbudur region. I am going to frame one automobile oriented tier 2 or mid scale industry. Based on my process and operation, these are all the pollutants are possible for me. For example, effluent treatment comes under my plant. So I have to go for water license. In case, apart from the government power source, for additional power source, I am going to install one diesel generator. So air water also comes under picture. Based on my process and operation, I will generate some hazardous waste like used batteries, then biomedical waste, solid waste, used oils, used paints, used liquid items, means hazardous waste also comes under category. So I am eligible for all the three authorizations. Based on that, I will make a request to the Tnpcp officials for CTE. So CTE means it's an initial requirement, then CTO. Plus consent to establish valid after CTO is given. Okay, basically, initially once we get the factory license, parallelly we have to work out on this CTE also, because absence of CTE, we are not able to run the industries. Because ultimate, while the production has started, will generate the hazardous waste. So absence of CTE or CTO, we are not able to run the industry. So CTE is the preliminary stage before erection of the ETP or STP or any kind of authorizations. Okay, once we got the CTE, consent to establish. Consent to establish is, it is valid only for 1 year, sir. Then we have to go ahead for consent to operate. This is the next stage of CTE. So initially we have to make a bond with the Tnpcp for CTE. Once the CTE got approved, then we are moving into next level. It's called CTO, consent to operate. So basically this is valid for 3 to 7 years. In that CTO copy, this is one kind of license. For example, in your industry, if you are running for ETP or STP, the water authorization is must. Authorization means license. So this particular authorization is called CTO, consent to operate. Options of CTO, if you are running the effluent treatment plant or STP treatment plant, means the dish officials as well as the Tnpcp officials, both are having the rights to raise the non-conformity while they visit the plant. And another one thing, once we get the CTO, they will give generally 3 kind of conditions. One is for general requirements, and another one for general condition, and third one for special conditions. These 3 things like general requirements, general condition, and special conditions. These 3 things are varied from depend upon the industry, because already we came to know there are different kind of industries like red, orange, green, white. In that 3 category, like small, medium, large, likewise there are 9 type of industries are there. So the conditions are may vary from depend upon the industry's structure. Okay. And the important thing is, in case I initially told you, so in case if you are violating the CTE or CTO, consent to establish or consent to operate license, means definitely it is comes under punishable offense. Apart from they are having so many choices, they will take stringent action to cut off the electricity power. In case if it is in case of any absence found in the initial stage. For example, I will share one example. I started the plant, automobile plant in the State Perumbuthoor region. I got the consent to establish license. It is only for valid for only 1 year, because I have not received the consent to operation license. But within the consent to establish license, I am making the production. If I am making the production as well as for commercial purpose, I am using this, means it's an legally offense. So always CTO is very, very important. Okay, request. Okay, now we came to know initially if we want to get the license from the Tnpcp, they are providing 3 kind of certificate authorization like air, water, hazardous waste. For that case, we have to go for CTE and CTO. So what are all the documents needs to be submitted? This is one of the important one. Basically, there are 18 type of documents or needs to be submitted. If you are initially, once you erected the plant, you got the factory license. Parallelly, if you are work out on the Tnpcp documents, so you have to submit 18 type of documents. I want to mention one thing here. This 18 type of document is not applicable for all the industries. This is the general requirement. Generally, the Tnpcp has insisted to the industry peoples. You have to, if you want to the CTE, consent to establish, means you have to submit this kind of documents. Based on the documents, they verified, apart from, they have technical crew members, they will discuss with the technical crew members. Based on that, the environmental officials, the district environmental engineer or assistant electrical engineer, the environmental engineer team make a visit to our plant. They practically verify the documents as well as the visually inspect the plant location. For example, in our documentation, if you are mentioned, sir, we are going to install 10 KL capacity of ETP plant or 50 KL capacity of ETP tank or 70 KL of STP plant. Is it practically implemented or not? They will practically visually inspect it. In case while during the visit, if they observed everything is went on well, there is no any lapse, there is no any deviation, means they will proceed for CTE, consent to establish. In case if they observe any kind of lapse, they will give for non-conformity. So what are all the documents needs to be submitted? We'll see. These are all the 18 documents, like proposed while you are applying for consent to establish. Get the license from the Tnpcp for the initial stage. These are all the important documents. Drawing of sewage or effluent treatment plant and its capacity, topo sketch within the 1 kilometer radius, and proposed raw water materials and quantity. As per your, if your company comes under production or manufacturing or service sector or warehouse related, means how much of materials you are going to produce in the annum. All the details needs to be mentioned in a separate format. Sale agreement or lease agreement of the property, details of occupier, production capacity of the plant, proposed production quantity, industrial waste storage and how the handling management. What are all the waste you are going to generate in future, how you are going to handle, what is the storage practices, and public liability insurance and transport of hazardous chemical proposals. Okay. Then material safety data sheet, details of water balance. Dear person, please mute. Okay, material safety data sheet. In case if you are going to generate any kind of chemical oriented things, means, or if you are going to keep any chemicals like solid or liquid or any kind of gaseous category, all the MSDS copies needs to be submitted along with the forms. Details of water balance and water balance process and risk assessment of on-site emergency preparedness, covering letter of request letter along with the enclosures, and finally water license. I initially told you this is overall 18 type of documents. This is not applicable for all the industries. Maximum what the experts are telling, closely 14 documents are applicable for all the industries while applying the CTE. Okay. Once I prepared all the documents, I have to do two things. One is nowadays in the Tnpcp 2015 onwards, they are practicing everything through online mode itself. There is no any documentation practice. So prioritizing this digital mode, we have to submit all whatever the documents we have currently available. We have prepared all the documents. Soft copy needs to be submitted in the portal itself, Tnpcp portal. Then parallelly, the hard copies, attested hard copy should be sent it to the local district environmental officer. This is the procedure of obtaining CTE. So step 1. So I prepared all the documents. Now I want to get the CTE license from the Tnpcp. First step 1, log into TNOC MMS. That means online concern management and monitoring system. In that website, you can log in and upload. You have to create separate ID and password. So this is applicable for all the industries. Similarly, we are having some individual IDs, like Gmail ID, Redify ID, like that. All the industries are having separate ID and password. Once you create the login and password, you have to upload all the documents on the prescribed format. And once you submit the hard copies, you have to send the hard copies through district environmental office. Apart from this digital practice, we have to send a demand draft of the consent fees. Normally, the consent fees will comes from 400 rupees to maximum 2 lakh, closely 3 lakhs or 3.5 lakhs. It is depend upon the industry. Because previously told, if it is a small scale industry, in your GFS is and comes under 5 crore capacity means, in that category, large, small, medium means the amount will getting reduced. In case if it is large scale of industry means the amount will getting exceeded. So depend upon that. So from 400 rupees to maximum closely 3 lakhs rupees. In case, sir, I want only for air authorization, that is separate amount. Sir, additionally, I want water authorization. So additional amount needs to be included. Sir, I want air authorization, water authorization, and hazardous waste authorization means all the amount needs to be included. And another one thing, sir, we have submitted all the forms through online. Simultaneously, we send it courier to the district environmental office. What will happen? So within 7 days of time, the district environmental officials will send the details to us. If when everything is okay, there is no any lapse on the documentation portion means they will send the details to us. This particular day will with this particular day will make a visit to your plant. Like this, you will get the pre notices. In case we have submitted some 14 plus type of forms. In case of any lapse found means they will give some queries. So these are the areas we have to correct it, or we want further clarification. Likewise, whatever the queries, they will send it through our companies. And apart from fourth one, finally, the district environmental engineer and assistant environment engineer both will make a site inspection. So based on the site inspection, they feel satisfaction. Everything is okay. As per whatever the documentation portion we have given, it is same practice in the field itself. In the plant means they will proceed for the consent to establish license within the 30 to 45 days of period. Maximum it will take 45 days. And another one, so once we got the CTE, normally it is environmental impact assessment project is valid for 7 years. Non-EAA project is for 5 years. So based on normally they will give CTE for only 1 year. So next we are going for consent to authorization, consent to operate. In case if your industry comes under red category means they will give 5 years. Orange category means 10 years. Green category means maximum 15 years. And documentation. This is also one of the important one because we are in Tnpcp, we are handling different kind of documentations. Normally, this is the standard practice, standard document applying procedure, they are expecting maximum 30 to 45 days of time. For example, I got the CTO license. Initial, I start the plant. I applied the consent to establish. They given 1 year of time. Within the 1 year of time, I have done whatever they queried. So based on that, I have got the consent to operate license. In that consent to operate license, they will give some 2 years or time or 5 years of time. After, same kind of practices needs to be done for renewal category. This is called as consent to renewal. Sir, one of the participants, Mr. Gogol, is asked, every year we want to renew the CTE, sir. No, sir. CTE is not applicable for every year. In case, so I will share, sir. In our upcoming slides, you will get this, sir. Google, sir, in our upcoming slides, you will get this. You will get the clarification, sir. Okay. Normally, in the documentation portion, what the experts are requesting us, the best practice is you have to practice on 60 days. This is the breathable time. Breathing, it's called breathing hour. Because what happened, they are mentioned for 30 days to 45 days. In case in that particular days, any kind of major pH may fall, or in case the PCB officials they have any kind of major commitments, they are busy, means ultimate the end user, we only getting suffer. So better, you can always make a practice of 60 days. For example, I got the water license for ETP and STP. 2017 April month, I got the CTO authorization license. This is valid for 2 years up to 2019 March. So 2019 March means January first week on January 3rd week onwards or January 2nd week onwards, I have to move on this process. So at least some 60 days. Why they are preferring the 60 days means we have submitted the documents. In case the officials may requesting us further, we want some more clarification, or otherwise this kind of documents are mismatching, or there is some lapse found. These are all the documents are not submitted. In case likewise, if you are getting any kind of show cause notice, means within the stipulated time will submit the documents. At the same time will avoid the additional remarks from the Tnpcp. If in the last moment of urgency mode, if you are submitting, means definitely you only getting suffered. So always make a best practice of at least 60 days. So inspection and sample, the Tnpcp officials, they are having some stringent responsibilities. Similarly for dish officials, they are having the rights in the 24-hour, anytime they will make a visit in our plant, they will collect the samples and they will check in their own laboratories. So this is the sampling collection for large industries, medium industries and small industries. Okay. Another one. Okay, another one thing, definitions. I hope many of the participants from the safety and HR profession in the safety, we are having different kind of terminologies like risk, hazard, what is meant by safety, what is meant by job safety analysis, what is meant by hazard identification, risk assessment. There are so many of the definitions are practiced in safety sectors. Even for HR and maintenance, all the fields. Parallelly, in environmental department also, they are practicing some of the definitions, like what is meant by environmental. Likewise, there are some 60 definitions I have listed here. All the definitions This is insisted by TNPCB. I hope definitely this will be useful to you all. I am not going to share this in elaborative manner. You will get after the end of this session, you will get this PPT, so you can refer. Like what is meant by environment, what is the meaning of hazardous substance, what is the meaning of waste oil, what is the meaning of hazardous waste, recycling, reuse, all the details mentioned here. So once you refer this definition, you will get some clear-cut ideas. Because simply we are generating, for example, if you are using the word of disposal, so we have to send the materials to the disposal. Means what is the meaning of the disposal? Disposal means any operation which does not lead to recycling, recovery, or reuse, and includes physiochemical or biological treatment, incineration, and deposition in secured landfill. This is called disposal. Okay, and another one thing, it will be more helpful to you for your interview, for your career development also. These definitions will definitely support you. Okay, what is the meaning of e-waste facility? What is the end of life, e-retailer? All the details are mentioned here. Then, okay. Another one thing, this is called hierarchy of hazardous waste management. Similarly, in safety, in health and safety, we have risk hierarchy like elimination, substitution, engineering control. Parallelly, in environmental sector, this is the hierarchy of hazardous waste management. The first and foremost one, prevention, minimization, reuse, recycling, recovery, and finally, safe disposal. Okay. Next, we'll go and see some of the reports. Okay.
Sir, PPT will be shared. Surely we will put the feedback link. You can able to share the feedback link. After that, it will be shared to all the participants. Not only this session, all the sessions participants who have been attended, the PowerPoint and the materials used has been sent to all of our customers, and also the recorded session also you can able to see it in the invitee, YouTube invitee. So all the sessions have been listed out there. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Now it's time. So this now it's time for environmental related legislation, sir. So I hope many of them are on this TNPCP and you 2020. This is the Bible of TNPCP in industries, for like as Practice Act 1948 book. So if you want to run an industry to meet the regulatory norms, we have to obey, respect, and implement the Practice Act norms, whatever it is mentioned in the Practice Act book, the 1948 series. Parallelly, in TNPCB, the Pollution Control Board category, So we have to respect, obey, and implement whatever they are insisted as. So we have to always implement it. This is called. I hope many of the participants you are aware on this. This book name, it is called Tnpcp on You. So recently, in the year of 2020, it is revised. This book copy, it is available in the Tnpcp website. Okay, sir. We'll share this book copy also, sir. Okay. In that book, so I want to additionally share one thing. If we have any kind of queries, because we have very short span of time, in this stipulated time, we are not able to cover everything, sir. Our main focus is the legislative areas only we are going to cover. Apart from, if you have any kind of, if you have any kind of clarification in the TNPCB, always refer this book. All kind of your queries will be fulfilled in this book. Okay. First, we can see the 3 acts are mandatory for all kind of industries: Air Act, Water Act, and Hazardous Waste Act. Next few minutes, we are going to the acts, like the Water Act 1974. In that act, there are 28 forms are practiced in this act itself. Also, there are 3 schedules. This is the Water Act. So form number. So all the form numbers in the schedules and forms, if you notice in the form 1, form 2. So Water Act 1974 based, there are 28 forms are practiced. The form number and the meaning, everything mentioned here. So parallelly, you can get this form downloaded from TNPCB websites itself. They are having separate column. Whatever the form number they are mentioned, you can get it in the TNPCB websites itself. Like apart from all the form numbers, along with the sample copies mentioned here. For example, Water Act 1974 based, if somewhere they are mentioned, you have to insist, for example, the TNPCB officials insisting as you have, as per the fact, Water Act 1974 norms, you have to submit form 1. Sir, I don't have any idea, or I don't have that copy, means you can simply collect it from this book itself. You can use this draft copy. So some form 1, form 4. So all the things they are listed here. And another one thing, next I will share the consent to order copies also. In that Water Act, the Tamilnadu Pollution Control Board officials requesting us, we have to make sample test for effluent and ETP and STP plants. Normally, there are 33 tests are available. What are all the tests needs to be done? For example, sir, in my plant, I have one ETP plant, or I have one STP plant. The Tamilnadu Pollution Control Board official has insisted in the authorization, monthly you have to do the water test. Sir, I don't have any idea what are the tests needs to be done. Normally, there are 33 parameters are there, like all these parameters, like color and the odor of the water, total suspended solid, particle size, dissolved solid, pH value. Parallelly, they are giving the range also. How much range needs to be maintained. Overall, there are 33 parameters. In the 33 parameters means in your authorization, if they mentioned all the 33 parameters needs to be done, means you can always go ahead for 33 parameters. If they are not mentioned, they are specifically mentioned annually, you can check for these 33 parameters. On monthly basis, you can check for general practices. So general practices means only this 9 water testing only enough. Sir, dear participants, continuously we are getting the feedback. Please share the book and PPT. Definitely, after the end of this session, our NVT team will definitely respond you, sir. Okay. Basically, if you are running an industry in the ETP or STP, these 9 parameters is basically enough. For example, every month you are doing the water test. As per the Tnpcp norms, we have to send this water sample to the NABL authorized laboratory, National Accredited Board for Laboratories. Next slide, next session, I will share the test report copies also along with the next session. Just a few minutes of time, I will share the one sample of consent to authorization license copies, air, water, and hazardous waste. All the copies I will display. And another one, the water reports, types of report copies also I will share, sir. So these are all the basic parameters for water, sir.
Hello.
Okay, so we have seen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You have 4 columns, sir. Can you go up, sir?
4 columns, sir. Which one, sir?
This in the 33 parameters, you can go up.
Yes, sir. 1 second, sir. I will open this. Now is it visible, sir?
Yes, sir. It is already. What is this? You can go up, sir. Go up.
Which one, sir? Yes, sir. Standard for
yes, what is inland surface water?
Waste, sir.
Yes. What is inland surface water, public sewer on land for irrigation? So, can you explain this, sir?
Actually, one second, this to take so much of time, sir. They categorized for different categories, sir. Marine. I will explain, sir.
Okay.
Possibly because I have planned for a basic intro. Definitely, I will respond to you, sir. Because my ultimate motto is why I am sharing this. Simply, once again, I am repeating, sir. For example, you got the water authorization license from the PCB. Because in your industry, you are operating ETP and STP, sir. For your trade waste, you are operating effluent treatment plant. For your sanitation, as well as the canteen waste, flushing waters, you are operating sewage treatment plant. In the both plant, in the authorization copy, I will next session I will share the authorization copy also, sir. You will get the clear-cut idea, sir. They will mention one point. Annually, you have to go ahead for the 33 parameters check. Or in case, if your industry comes under red category, means they will clearly insist as every month you have to check for this 33 parameters. Likewise, they will clearly mentioned in the authorization, sir. Or, but normally these 33 parameters, what the experts are telling, basic every annual once we have to meet the best practice, sir. If it is in the maximum, the CTO copy they will mention. In case if it is not mentioned, means for analyzing the self level, we have to check for how was the water condition. All the 33 parameters are meeting or not. For example, every month we are checking the ETP water, STP water only for 9 parameters. Apart from the remaining 20 norms, we don't have any idea. Suddenly, one particular month, the Tnpcp official or dish official will come and they have the rights to collect the sample. They will go and check for their own laboratories. In case any one of the 20 plus norms it is violating, means they will make inquiry. To avoid this, what the experts are telling, at least make a practice of annually, you have to go ahead for all the 33 parameters. If you are doing for a monthly basis, based on the prioritizing your industry category, as well as your management is supporting, because money is involved. So if your management is supporting, you are prioritizing, this means you can always best practice, or at least you can practice for 6 months once or annually once.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. So this is for water category. This is only for ETP and STP plant. Okay. Then another one. Next to for apart from one of the main I want to share here is drinking water. In case in your plant, if you are buying the water from the outsiders, so you can always check the drinking water. So normally it is having some, this also having some parameters to meet the IS standards. IS 10500, it is enacted in the year of 2012. So what the experts are telling, if you are industry, if you are purchasing the water from outside, every annually once you have to discuss with the water supplier, you can get the water testing certificate. So now immediately the vendor will support us, he will give the certificate. But what the experts are suggesting, parallelly, you can check the water for cross verification. Sometimes, sorry, I am not blaming to the vendor. Sometimes, in case the water quality is poor, the vendor may hide the details. So considering this case, for voluntarily, we have to send it this water to the any one of the NAPL lab. We can check as per the norms, it is meeting or not. So there is one standard, it's called IS 10500. They will check this kind of categories. So color and color of the water, odor, pH value, taste, turbidity, all the things they will check in the drinking water. You can always keep it this document in the concerns. Because sometimes the PCB officials, they may ask, this document is more supportive while you are renewal. That time the Tnpcp will make a query, is it you are properly checked the drink water or not? Can you support every year basis? So this and all will help us during the renewal time. So these are all the parameters. Like 24 parameters are there in the drinking water. Okay, now it's time for first we have seen the Water Act. Then now it's time for Water Act. Sorry, Air Act. Okay, so this is for Air Act. This water, air, and hazardous waste. These are common for all kind of industries. That's why I am taking this session. First, we have seen for water, ETP and STP plant. Now it's time for Air Act. So in that Air Act, there are 8 forms. For example, they categorize this Form 1, Form 2 for notice of inspection, report of board analysis, Form 7 for appeal under section, form notice issued by the appellant. There are 8 forms practiced in the Air Act. Like all the sample formats are listed here. So whenever if somebody is insisting you as per the Air Act, please submit the Form 3. You can take this draft copy and include whatever the details they are mentioned. Okay, this is one of the important one, National Ambient Air Quality Standards. Because you got the air quality, air license. In that license, one of the point, the Tnpcp officials, they insisted as annually or every 6 months once, ambient air quality conditions shall be checked. During that time, you have to meet this all the parameters, indoor and outdoor air quality as well as the TG noise. For example, in your plant is located in the SIP code or CIS zone or in the SIPCO itself. Based on the process and operation, if you are generating any kind of dusty particles, for example, cement industries, that's a coal plant, there and all, there is more possibilities of dusty atmosphere. Okay. So these are all the parameters needs to be checked. For example, ambient air quality, indoor and outdoor, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, particulate matter 10, particulate matter 2.5, ozone, lead, carbon. So there are 12 parameters. This is mandatory for indoor quality as well as the outdoor quality. More than at least 8 hours we have to do this. Okay, another one thing in that air section. Okay, in hazardous waste. Waste management, another one important section, this hazardous waste. This is applicable for all the industries. For example, this hazardous waste, they are categorized. First, we have seen the Water Act. Water Act means ETP and STP. Then next we have seen Air Act. Air Act means that ambient air quality, noise, ventilation, illumination, everything will comes under air. And finally, we are going to see the waste management. In that waste management, they are categorized into 5 areas. One is for biomedical waste. In case you have occupational health center, you are generating any kind of biological waste means it is applicable for you. Definitely, you have to get the biomedical authorization from the Tnpcp. Absence of this license, you are not able to run the OHC. Or in case you don't have any OHC, or periodically you have in case of any accidents, in case of any major first aid you are doing internally, means, or how you are sending this biological waste. In case anybody nearby hospital you are having MOU agreement, means all the copies needs to be keep it with you. Because some companies, what they do, within their company nearby itself, there is major hospital, or in case of any OHC center available means, they will make a MOU.
Sir, excuse me.
Sorry, sir. Please, sorry, sir.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes, sir. Hello. Okay, sir. This is for Biomedical Act, Biomedical Waste Management Rules Act. Dear participant, I request you please put on.
Sir, all the doubts, it will be cleared after the session. You will have your 10 minutes of question and answers also. Thank you. Thank you, Srinivas.
Yes, sir. So then next, this is for biomedical waste. Then another one thing. Schedule form. Okay, this is in that biomedical waste, because for example, in the Tnpcp, many areas they will give submit the form 1, submit the form 2, submit the form 1. Because in my personal understanding, in my experience, what I understood, if they are submitting if they are somewhere, they are submitting as, they are insisting as submit form 1 means which area they are insisting. For example, Water Act area 1974 means the form 1 format is different. In that Air Act 1981 form 1 means it is totally different. In case in the biomedical waste, as per the biomedical waste rules 2016, in the authorization license, if they are insisting submit form 1 means that totally format will be different. So I request you all the participants, in case Because normally even initial days me also have this doubts. If somewhere it is mentioned in the form 1 means we'll get confusion. So before that, we have to notice that which act or which authorization they are mentioned. So that we should always make it clear. Otherwise, simply we are in the form 1 means will not get the clear-cut answer. So first we should consider the which authorization, air, water, hazardous waste. Okay, then which type of form? For example, I will share one thing. Here, the form 1 for accident reporting. This comes under form 1 for accident reporting. In case while transporting the biomedical waste from our plant to the TSDF area or nearby the hospital. In case of any kind of accident happened means, as per the biomedical waste rules 2016, we should submit form 1. Parallelly, if you see another one accident reporting for form 14. This is for hazardous waste management. In that hazardous waste management, if you are sending any kind of hazardous waste like used oil or used any kind of used ETP sludges, so whatever the hazardous waste category, while sending from your plant to the buyer, in case something has went wrong in the road itself means you have to submit the accident report. This form number is form 14, but it is comes under hazardous waste category. So that's why earlier I told you, always we have to consider the act, which authorization and the form number. And another one thing, we are in the closing stage. 1 second, sir. This is for construction and demolition waste management rules 2016. There are 5 categories of waste over there. And e-waste management, this is one of the important segment in the industries because nowadays many industries we are generating the e-waste like desktop, used printer cartridges, system, all this comes under e-waste category. One second, sir. I will show the. See, here also they mentioned for form 1. So form 6, e-waste manifesto. So form 6 means here e-waste manifesto. Okay, sir. Then I am moving for another one thing. So I will show some license copies. Definitely, this is possible only for in industries. Those who are handling the Tnpcp documents, even it is for HR official or any of the HS combined HSC official or environmental category people. There, it is possible for the from them self only. Apart from nobody has not possible to seen this copy because this is one of the highly confidential document. So that's why the industries, those who are handling these copies, they are keeping this in a very confidential manner. I will share some of the sample copies. First, this is for consent to authorization. Okay, sir. Tamilnadu Pollution Control Board. This emblem is visible, sir?
No, sir.
No, sir. 1 second, sir.
No, sir. It is not visible.
No.
Now is it okay, sir?
No, sir. Now is it visible?
Okay, sir. Okay, this is our last session. In that session, we are going to see because in the previously we have told the consent to authorization. So this is the standard format of license copy. For example, this is the Okay, sir. So first CTO, consent to order number, sir. While we applying the consent to establish, it will take, normally they will give for 1 year of time. After successful completion of the document submission, everything, they will give for consent to operate. Consent to operate means it's an one kind of license. So this is the mother copy, sir. And here I want to mention another one thing. So whenever, if you have any kind of clarification, you can always refer the mother copy. So don't forget, sir, it's my humble and personal request, because normally what the people will do, because initial days, me also done the mistake. So whenever, once again, I'm repeating, if you have any kind of clarification in the water license or hazardous waste license and the air license, always you can go and check for the mother copy. Mother copy means, for example, 2012 I started the plant. Immediately I applied the consent to establish. I got the license from the 2000. They given 1 year of time. Within the 1 year of time, I got the license from the Tnpcp official for air, water, and hazardous waste. From 2013, whatever I have received the document from the Tnpcp official, this is the mother copy. So once I applied the CTE, so initially, immediately I got the license from the initial days. Once the plant was started, initial days, whatever I have received the document from the Tnpcp, this is the mother copy. So once again, I am repeating this. Always you can refer this document only, because in that mother copy, they clearly mentioned whatever practices needs to be done. For example, this is one of the mother copy of consent to. This is the air copy, sir. This is the Tnpcp air license, sir. CTO copy. Here they mentioned for CTO number. This is for some 13-digit number. Here they mentioned for the consent firm number, and when they received the application, when they conducted the meeting, all the details they will mention here. Here they mentioned the company address. For example, so initially they got for 2 years. 2013 they applied. Initially they got 2 years of license. This license is valid up to 2015. So in the initially I told you, in that consent to operate, they will give 3 recommendations. One is general requirement, another one general condition, and special conditions. First, we'll see the special condition. Special conditions mean what are all the things needs to be done in the Air Act. For example, this is one of the plant. Their major role is they are doing some service sector. This concern comes under service sector. Annually they are doing some 20 number of servicing in that plant. Additionally they are having some 125 kVA DG set. While running the DG set, here they mentioned, while running the DG set, these are all the parameters always needs to be considered for 12 parameters, like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, PM, all the details they mentioned here, including the noise time. While running the DG, how much of noise needs to be maintained. All the details they mentioned in the special conditions. Once you refer the special conditions, you will get some clear-cut ideas. And next one, general conditions. Apart from the general conditions, as per the Air Act license, what we have to do, all the details they are mentioned here. And here the point number 19. The occupier shall display this consent order granted to him in a prominent place for pursuit of the inspecting officers of this board. This is normally applicable for all the licenses, because in every industries in the main entry points or in the security office in the admin block, normally we'll paste all the license copies. But here the verbally they mentioned also. Okay, this is for air. Another one, water I will show. Okay, this is for water license copy. So consent order number, this is for some 13-digit number. The consent name here, when they received our application, what is this, which panel meeting they consulted along with the technical crew members, all the details mentioned here, and which company they are providing this certificate, the valid details up to when this certificate is valid, whom authorized this certificate, all the details mentioned here. Then special conditions, same like us. This is for effluent waste. For example, this is they are having in that plant, they are having some 2 KLD capacity of ETP plant, means what are the things needs to be done. And another one thing, I told you there are some 33 parameters are there. So what are the parameters are applicable for this industry? They mentioned all the parameters details here. Like all the 35 parameters are applicable for this industry. So directly mentioned this, all the parameters. The general condition. Oh, here, this is the important one. Serial number 6. This is visible for everyone, sir. Serial number 16, sir.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, sir. So that's why I shown this copy. Even that's why I insisted you all always you can refer the mother copy. In that mother copy, for example, you got the water license. They clearly mentioned what are all the forms needs to be submit for this industry. For example, monthly, before every month of 5th, this particular concern has to submit form 1. And another one, form 4. Every year of, this is called annual report. Every year of April to March, combined details needs to be submitted through form 4 on 30th June. Before of 30th June, for example, 2020 April to 2021 March, whatever the form 4 related, all the details needs to be fill it and submit in 2021 June 30th within the stipulated 90 days of time. We have to get the acknowledgement from the Tnpcp. And apart from annual environmental statement, apart from they are insisting as you should submit form 5. So simply what we understood, we got the license from the Tnpcp officials for this water authorization. Annually, we have to submit, we have to submit 3 forms, monthly form 1 and annually 2 forms, form 4 and form 5. So form 4 for before June 30th and form 5 for before September 30th. So based on that, before 60 days itself, we have to work out the document and we should submit, once we submit the district environmental office, we have to get the acknowledgement. So sorry to again repeating, that's why I insisted you all, always you can refer the mother copy. Once you refer the mother copy, you will get the clear-cut ideas. What are the general requirement? what are the special requirements, and what are all the forms needs to be submitted. And the parameter range also they mentioned here. Okay, last only one slide. So this is the renewal copy. Okay, sir. In the initial days, we got for our license purpose, we applied the CTE. We got the CTO order 5 years. I have successfully run the ETP plant and diesel generator. I have generated all the waste. So next, I am moving for renewal. For renewal also, we have to submit some particular forms, but it is not related some 14. It comes only for some below 10 forms only. So this is one of the renewal form. Next few minutes, next maximum 5 minutes, we'll see in the annual environmental analysis report, because this annual environmental analysis report is must for submission of renewal. Okay, so this is for renewal copy, sir.
So the form is not visible, sir. You can able to share it again.
Now is it okay, sir?
And no, yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, sir. Sir, I have, for example, in front of me, I have CTO copy and CT, the mother copy, consent to operate. At the time of first time, I got the copy from the Tnpcp. This is called the mother copy. In front of me, I have CTO copy, then I have renewal copy. How I came to know this is mother copy and this is renewal copy. In the verbal itself, they clearly mentioned, for example, renewal of consent. Once you consent order, date, and proceeding number. Once you verbally refer this document, here they clearly mentioned renewal of consent. So based on this, you can easily understood this is for renewal consent order. This is one sample of year renewal order. Same the consent name, which year they received, up to, for example, 2019 May month, they got the consent to renewal order from the air license. This is applicable for next 2 years. Next 2 years only this license is valid. Special conditions. What are the things needs to be done? Because if you see the mother copy, it is showing some 6 pages, but in the renewal copy, it is showing only 3 copies, because the Tnpcp officials will give the basic requirements only. Additionally, you have to refer the mother copy in case if you are running an industry, there is no any changes in your ETP plant or your hazardous waste generation, means you can always proceed this. In case if you are going to expand the ETP station, ETP size, or you are getting a large scale of, for example, every year you are sending for hazardous waste for maybe some 500 ton. So additionally, if you are going to add for 100 ton or 150 ton, means you have to revise this consent to order, because based on that your amount, the consent to authorization fees amount also getting extended, as well as you will get new mother copy. Then additionally, they will give some recommendation for the form details. Okay, this is the last session. Here I am going to share the ambient air monitoring. This is one of the important activity in the Tnpcp sector. Sir, is it visible to all, sir? Hello.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. I hope some of the participants, if you are handling this Tnpcp copy, definitely you may aware on this. Annual environmental analysis means this is applicable for all kind of industries, sir. If you are running an industry for a small scale industry or medium scale industry or a highly hazardous industry, any kind of industry, annually or every 6 months once, you have to submit this form, sir. Sir, how I came to know I need to submit this form for annually or 6 months once or 3 months once or monthly once? It is clearly mentioned in your authorization. Once you refer the authorization, you will get some clear-cut ideas of the frequency and parameters. Okay, there are some 7 categories of that. First one. So this report, it is showing ambient air quality. This is for annual copy. And another one thing, basically, in our authorization, the TNPCP official will insisted as you have to do for emission monitoring, drinking water testing, soil test, lux level monitoring, ventilation study, DG the noise monitoring. Like this, they will mention for, they will request for 7 testings. Based on the report, we have to engage for NABL authorized laboratory peoples. Absence of NABL authorized people's certification, the TNPCB will not accept. So prior, if you are engaging this, you have to consider, you have to keep it in mind 2 things. One is the particular agency, the testing agency, they are having NABL license or not. First thing. And second and foremost, whatever for calibration purpose, whatever they are bring the materials, all the materials are, for example, lux level meter means they will bring some noise test, they bring means that particular noise tester properly calibrated or not. All the things prior you have to work out on this. So this is for ambient air quality sample report. This is the general report. For example, if you are from red industry or small scale industry or green industry or which kind of industry, if you are going to do any kind of ambient air quality means these 12 parameters needs to be checked. This is the sample copy of ambient air quality report, indoor and outdoor, inside of the plant and outside of the plant. Then another one, this is one indoor air quality. And third one, work zone noise level. How much of the noise generating in your industry? This is the noise level test report in the dB range. And another one, stack emission. This is one of the important one. In case in your industry, if you are having for external power source, if you are having diesel generator means this emission monitoring is always very, very important one. The moisture content as well as the remaining parameters like stack temperature, that sulfur dioxide level in the emission, carbon monoxide range in the emission, everything we have to check. And another one, drinking water test. In case if you are providing drinking water for the employees means always you have to go ahead for this test as per the IS 10500 norms, IS standard. Then finally, this is for soil test for leaching. So they will the Tnpcp official will prefer for soil test also. There are some 17 parameters out there. You have to go ahead for this test also. Sorry, there is some 47 parameters. And finally, drinking water test. Okay, sir, why I want to do the annual environmental monitoring? Is it mandatory or I can eliminate this? So this is mandatory one. If you are running industry, any kind of industry like red, small, red, green or orange, any kind of industry, it comes under large, small or medium. Always we have to test this annual environmental monitoring because When this annual environmental monitoring report will useful to us means while you are going for renewal, that time the environmental department officials will cross verify this particular year you have done the annual environmental monitoring or not. In case if they found the any lapse means they will severely treat to that industry. So we have to more cautious on this. So based on the instruction from the TNPCP, for example, some industry, they insist you have to do this annual environmental testing for soil testing, drinking water testing, emission testing, noise monitoring testing, ambient air quality testing, lux level, illumination level, everything you have to go for every 6 months once. Or some industries, they may prefer for annual. So based on the requirements, we have to go ahead for this test. So any kind of situation, we don't want to violate this. So that's it from my side. Here I am going to close this session. Finally, only one thing. Apart from, so last only one slide, because we have extended our time later. Sorry. So this is the last slide. So initially I told you, so in the TNPCB, there are some 24 list of acts and rules are practiced in the TNPCB. Whatever the acts and rules and regulation I have listed here, like whenever if you want to improve or enhance your knowledge or skill in the environmental legislations, always you can refer this legislations. All the legislations are listed here, and finally IS standards. In case if you are engaging any kind of annual environmental analysis testing, for example, if you are going to engage the third-party vendor people for drinking water testing, you have some little bit of idea or you don't have any idea. Definitely the vendor people, they will meet the requirement. For your better understanding, always you can go ahead and refer for this test IS 10500. Or in case if you are going to the engaging for air pollution test or emission test, whatever we have seen in the test reports. So prior engaging the people, you can refer this, you will get some better understanding. So thank you all. So here I'm going to close this session. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Srinivasan sir, for a very wonderful session. Also, I got a lot of the kind of appreciations, and also thanks for that. Yes, for each session, our invitee team with the experts, the trainers, they have been spending more amount of time. Each session, they have been spending more than 40+ hours to be presenting to the participants. Thanks for that. Yes, invitee is having a separate training wing, as you told. We have been thinking, and we have been implementing training in a very serious way, because it is the valuable time you have been spending in that. And some of the participants have been asked that whether it is possible to conduct a session in your factory. Yes, it is possible to conduct a kind of session with, we can also able to include this Factories Act and also this Tamilnadu Pollution Control Board rules and acts, so to ensure the participants of your employees have been getting a very good idea. And also, last but not least, we always find that our audit and inspection team, whenever we have been doing the kind of audit for ISO 14001 or 45001, we always tell the participant, tell our customers to loop all these things the international standard, so that at a one go, at a one audit, we can able to ensure that all the works have been finished. So with this kind note, I've been put the feedback links and also the reviews in the chat box. Kindly fill that, because while you are going to fill that, the details will be captured, and it will, and the team will send you the kind of materials which we have been discussed upon. Thanks for that. And also next week we have been having a very wonderful topic, food safety at workplace. Every of us, we will be having a kind of canteen and a kind of food court in our industry. So what is as a safety person, as a HR person, what are the things we have to ensure the safety in our food court? We are going to see that. And also once again, I thank Mr. Srinivasan, and also most importantly our participants who have been patiently listening to us. Thanks for that. If you have any kind of queries, always you can able to ensure that you can able to write to this mail ID. and it will be solved. I think we have been initiated an initiative called Invitee Cares. Okay, you can able to call or you can able to message to this mail ID. We can able to always ensure that the queries will be addressed within 72 hours of the working days. Thank you all once again. I think there is one question is there, sir. You can able to put it in the mail. Surely it will be addressed by our experts, Invitee Cares. Surely it will be done. Thank you once again, and kindly don't forget to fill the feedback link so that the mail IDs from the feedback link will be captured by the system, and you will be getting all the files which have been discussed here. Our invitee, the most important motive is let's build a strong society by building the industries, by empowering the kind of industry employees. Thank you. Have a safe weekend. Thank you once again. And also participants who have been joined first to our session, every Saturday we'll be having a session on 11 to 12:30 on these three domains: quality, safety, and also technology. You have been always you have been welcome to this session. Thank you. And thank you all. Thank you for your feedback. Yes, thank you. Any topics to be discussed in the coming months, surely you can able to write it to us. We can able to work out. Our research team can able to do a lot of work and they can able to present to you. Thank you once again. Madam Selvi, madam, as I told you, because it is a automatic capturing system we have been using, you can able to use this feedback link and you can able to post the kind of feedback and also your mail ID. Once you finish that, okay, once you finish that, it will reach by Monday, late by Monday. All the presentation which has been shared here, it will be reached to you late by Monday. Murli sir, the same thing. Yes, we will share you. Don't put the mail ID here. Always use this. Okay, this link. Once this link has been done, automatically it will be forwarding all the things which we have been uploading to our participants. Thank you once again. Murli sir, it's been a long back. We have been seeing once again. We have been meeting. Thank you for coming to the session. I hope we have been met on electrical safety session on last before COVID. Thank you for that. Sure, Murli sir. Thanks. Thank you.